Hello everyone, today we have the release of Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa Bloodstone is a 2-cost, 2-power card that has the ability, not an ongoing, not an on-reveal, just the ability similar to like a bishop or a collector, but has the ability, if you play another card to fill a location, give it +3 power. And we know from the past when they've done cards that do a +3 power bonus, so like the original Silver Surfer, it can be incredibly strong. +3 power is so potent, especially on decks that can maybe fill up a location multiple times, so like a Kitty Pryde deck, or you can fill up a location and then move the card later with something like a Jeff. You can get a lot of value out of the Elsa Bloodstone, and it just puts a lot of pressure on the overall board state, where it's a little bit harder for the opponent to be guaranteed that they can outpower you on the last turn of the game. And overall, it feels like a very potent card. I don't think it's going to be as frustrating to play against as something like Loki, but I do think it is going to be very efficient in this upcoming season. And so with Elsa Bloodstone, you can run something like a Shadow King to offset any of the positivity that the opponent gets from their Elsa. So things like their Kitty Pryde, things like Venom, your typical Angela, Bishop, those can all be offset. So Shadow King stocks are absolutely raising through the roof. And so of course today I want to do a hybrid between the two ideas. I want an Elsa Bloodstone flood deck, but I also want the ability to drop a Shang-Chi counterplay, a Shadow King counterplay to absolutely ruin the opponent's game plan when they're least expecting it. And so today we're going to be using a Sarah Hitmonkey deck. I think Hitmonkey, even though he is kind of clunky at a 3-cost, I think it is probably his time to shine. Things like Mysterio naturally work very well with the Elsa Bloodstone. You want to run an Angela in that deck, you want to run Bishop, and so of course we're also going to be running the Kitty Pryde in the deck, and we get some incredible power potential very consistently. This is going to be a card and a deck to look out for as the season starts up and as people start pushing the infinite grind. And so we're going to jump over into a couple of games. Thank you guys as always for being here. I hope you guys enjoy. Match? We might. Okay, let's go ahead and play our Sarah. With that, if they play into the big house, we can lose initiative, which is going to be important, but no, we don't. Okay, they greatly overpower us in the left lane. I'm not super familiar with all of what the Brood Patriot deck runs. I'm familiar with most of the pieces, but not the like small tech choices that might be included. So I think we have to look out for an Eliath. I think we have to look out for a Blue Marvel, Brood, Silver Surfer. And so Eliath over here is fine. We could do Dr. Doom is fine because our Bishop is going to scale dramatically. We could do this. It's not great, but it brings this lane down a touch. We're going to go ahead and lock this in. We do get the retreat from Hooligan. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right. First up, we have Already Muted You. The first location is the Starlight Citadel, so the locations will change. We do have our Kitty Pryde starting out. We have our Mobius for turn 2. We have Bishop for 3. So we have a fantastic early game start. If we can end up drawing Elsa, then that is going to be a phenomenally large Kitty Pryde, Mysterio, really whatever we end up doing would be phenomenal if we can make that happen, but we'll see. We're going to go ahead and play Mobius by himself. I know Sinister London can be good with how many times we can play our Kitty Pryde, but with her being a little bit less impactful right now, I'm not sure that that is the direction we want to go. Now, we could do the Kitty Pryde now, get it buffed up a little bit, and then we can start duplicating it in Sinister London. I kind of like that idea. Let's do that, and then next turn we might do a double Bishop plus the double Kitty Pryde. That way we can just really start flooding and elevating the power that we have on the board, or the presence that we have on the board. And we do get Elsa. So is it ever worth it for us to do something like... we do Elsa on the last turn. Elsa on the last turn is going to give us +6 to everything, I believe, which is going to be +6 to every card that is played that caps out a location. And so I definitely think it's going to be worth it to play her, just play her on the last turn. Now, they snapped. I really want to snap back. And so we will. We're going to do Bishop, we're going to do Kitty Pryde. That's going to duplicate both after this turn. The locations will swap, and so we're going to be able to start focusing on another location. With using Sarah next turn, we're going to be able to do a really big push. They do have the Shuri, perfectly fine. Shuri into Red Skull. We have a Shang-Chi for that. Shuri into Kitty Pryde. Their Kitty Pryde is really small right now, so it won't be really that impactful. And so we'll see. We'll see what they end up going with here. But I like the idea of doing a singular Sarah. I think I want to do a singular Sarah. That'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the final turn. Or we can do a double Sarah. Yeah, there's no harm in doing a double Sarah, right? They do have the double Red Skull. And so, ooh, we have to look out for the Alioth, right? Shuri decks run Alioth now. I'm pretty sure. If they have an Alioth, we lose. If they go like Taskmaster, then we absolutely... Do we still win? The Legion in mid is scary, but I think Elsa, even though she's not going to duplicate, we can win the right lane with our Shang-Chi. We have a really big reach in our remaining cards. The Shang-Chi is +6, which is huge. The Bishop is going to continue growing in mid. We have both of our Kitty Prydes, plus capping it out with the Hit Monkey. We are going to quickly steal an 8-cube game against Already Mutaju. Very well played, my friend. But we are just going to come way, way over the top with 33 power being put into middle on this last turn. Absurd. Absolutely insane. We will gladly take it. The +3 from Elsa, the +8 on the Hit Monkey, the +3 on the Shang-Chi as well. This could be really, really scary. All right, next up we have just an ordinary Thursday night. The opponent starts with Kitty Pryde in their hand. Unfortunately, against all of our bot matches, we've had a lot of Kitty Pryde, we've had a lot of Elsa. Not so much against the human opponents. We've been able to win, but we haven't been able to like fully showcase the extent that this deck can reach, and so I want to pick and choose games that really highlight Elsa. Not that we're not winning otherwise, but we're winning. This deck is doing really, really well. They did lose their Kraven, which is nice because we don't have to worry as much about something like Asteroid M. Let's go Bishop. Let's go Bishop. We do have the Sarah, so if we end up drawing our Hit Monkey or our Elsa, we can use Elsa on the last turn, which is going to be great value. The Spider-Man comes down. It doesn't move anything for us. We go ahead and play our Bishop into the Asteroid M lane, which is fantastic value. Let's go... Yeah. Do we go Angela here or Angela here? Let's go Angela... I'm going to go Angela into the Asteroid M lane. Not that I think we're going to draw it and be able to play Elsa, but just in case, and we decide we don't want to go the Sarah line, we could end up going Elsa plus Kitty Pryde in the right lane, get it buffed up, and then we can move cards into New York on the last turn of the game. And so they do have their Nightcrawler, they have their Kitty Pryde, but without Kraven, they're not hitting their big high roll pushes so far. They could have Alioth, they could have a Doctor Doom. Those are two cards that I run in my Silk Kraven movement deck, and it still performs very, very well. So we have to look out for both of those. Let's go Sarah for the reduction, because I don't... Oh, they have Elsa in theirs. Interesting. Plus the Kitty Pryde. Okay, very big. Their Kitty Pryde is going to get some nice bonus. Unfortunately, we didn't draw ours. It does become kind of tough to beat an Elsa Bloodstone deck, just because they're going to be flooding so much on the board. Could do this, this, and this. I don't know that this wins. It is only for one additional cube, so we don't have too much at stake. Actually, let's do Shadow King here last, so that we can push Silk out of this middle location. Now, Shadow King is a 2-cost, so he's not going to pull over. None of these cards are going to pull over, so we should be set there if they do their Kitty Pryde in Asteroid M and get the extra bonus. I think we can hit it with the Shang-Chi. That's what we're hoping for in the Asteroid M lane, is that they go a little bit too greedy. Then we can destroy it with the Shang-Chi, but we'll see. And if that's the case, we probably should have done it last. Yeah, we should have done it last. That way, whenever our Shang-Chi comes down, we don't run the risk of pushing Silk over in into that location. We could have guaranteed that it went over into New York, which would have been fantastic. I don't know that it's going to matter necessarily, but it's one of those kind of small, minute details that could have won or lost us the game. We are able to hold down the 2 cubes. We will absolutely take it. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Wrecked. And they got absolutely wrecked because we did end up stealing their Kitty Pryde variant and their Kitty Pryde. So if we can draw Elsa, then we can just absolutely bombard and get some big bonuses on these cards. Please, 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 please. We don't ask for too much. They are going to go with their Kitty Pryde. I'm going to save playing their Kitty Pryde at least for a little while. I don't want them to know exactly what card we drew of theirs from the Daily Bugle. Let's go ahead and throw Jeff into Fisk Tower. We have Shadow King to try to offset their Kitty Pryde at a certain point, and so as long as we can make sure we don't have initiative going to the last turn, we get a lot of value. This is a Snow Guard, so it's probably a Loki deck, maybe a Loki Elsa Bloodstone style deck. Now, if we get Elsa, fun fact is that it should help. We should be able to buff ourselves in the Space Throne, thanks to the wording of the card. If you play another card to fill a location, not that you have 4 cards there, but just to fill the location, gives us a lot of kind of leeway. So we really want to draw Elsa now, because we could be capping out 2 locations, getting double buffs on both Kitty Prydes, and it would just be a jolly good time. That is what we want to see whenever we get a new card. Whether we're snapping into it or not, that's what we want to see. But we'll see. We'll see if that's the case or not. Let's go Kitty Pryde, Kitty Pryde. I could do Shadow King, but we're just going to save it. This is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. Is decent for a pretty big hit monkey on the last turn. We can offset one of their cards with Shadow King, get a decent bump on the Bishop. It's not terrible. So we're looking at doing Sarah next turn. I'm so sad. This is so many games in a row against where we're fighting human people where we're not getting Elsa. Against the bots, we're drawing Elsa like top deck every time, and it's fantastic. And so we'll take what we can get, though. So our Kitty Prydes are going to go back in. We did kind of share our hand a little bit to let them know exactly what we had. Top decked Elsa. Okay, so slight change of plans. Sarah's great and all, but so is getting a double buff on these cards. We have to do it, right? This would allow us to do Shang-Chi plus Kitty on the last turn, which is such good range, good value. Now, if they end up doing their card that cancels out the location effects, I don't think this Kitty Pryde will get a bonus on this turn. So hopefully they don't end up playing it. Spider-Man tries to pull over into... Oh, it does pull over into Space Throne, but because it's Jeff, that's fine. Interesting. Okay, and then they do Kitty Pryde on top of that. We are going to be using Shang-Chi here. We can move our Jeff, but we don't want to move it into Fisk Tower, of course. Kitty Pryde getting the bonus. Kitty Pryde here not getting the bonus because they did yank our Jeff out of the way, unfortunately. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine, right? Let's go Shang-Chi, Kitty Pryde, move Jeff, Kitty Pryde. And so just in case they have Arrow for some reason, like a mad lad, we're gonna do this one and then this one, and then last is gonna be this one. Just in case they use Arrow over here, I want to be able to make sure we win this location. And with the Shang-Chi, we should be able to win this one. Let's go ahead and lock it in. Hope that they don't retreat because I'm not playing aggressively because I like seeing the new card and the interaction with the new card. So hopefully, they go Shadow King? What? Oh no, they may beat us. With the Bishop, with Elsa coming in clutch here, it's gonna be very, very close. Does it do it? It does just barely give us that little bit of an edge. They almost came back and absolutely bamboozled us by using the Shadow King on their own Angela. We will gladly take the victory, just barely being able to get the reach with the Bishop and the extra Kitty Pryde bonus from our Elsa. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. All right, next up we have Porter. Maybe a bot. Maybe not, but we'll see. We have the Elsa in our starting hand. They played a Sunspot into Clintar, so unless they plan on doing something like a Storm, I do say with a decent amount of certainty that they're probably, unfortunately, but they're probably a bot. Let's go ahead and throw our Angela into the middle location. We have our Elsa, but since we don't have anything that's going to cap out a location yet, we can play Angela first so that we can at least buff her up. Ooh, and then we get the Kitty Pryde. Let's go Elsa Bloodstone. Let's go Kitty Pryde. We're hoping to top deck something like Bishop or Mobius or Jeff next turn. All would be fantastic at being able to play here and get a little bit of additional reach. So the Sunspot is still right now just sitting in Clintar. I'm hoping that they have Storm and Wave. What are you cooking, my friend Porter? The Sunspot plus the Wave. So strange. X-Mansion, what? Okay, well, that's rude. Oh, and Titania being able to bounce back and forth is kind of cool, but scary at the same time. All right, so let's go ahead and go Sarah. We won't be able to cap out this location this turn, but we will get a deep discount on all of our cards moving forward. They can't do a Galactus anywhere else, but here they could do a Professor X here, but then that overrides Professor X here would keep Titania on our side. Seems bot-like, but we also have Elsa, so we may keep this one in. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So the Sarah coming down here, the leader, interesting, which does copy our Sarah, so they get a big discount on their cards for the next 2 turns as well. We are looking at something like Kitty Pryde. Yeah, Kitty Pryde. Let's go Shadow King, Hit Monkey, Jeff. Playing Jeff allows us to move it. Hit Monkey coming down last. Make sure that we're fine here. I like it. Then we have the Kitty Pryde on the final turn, plus maybe a Shang-Chi, or just doing Kitty Pryde plus the Chavez is going to be a pretty big reach as well. Depending on if they play into X-Mansion or not this turn, and if it ends up capping out or sticking on their side or ours, we do have the option. The Dr. Doom comes down from Jubilee. Daredevil comes down, pushes Titania onto our side of the board. Shadow King is going to set their Daredevil back down to 2 instead of to 5. Hit Monkey's going to come down, and then Jeff comes down. Does not get the bonus from Elsa, interestingly enough. It doesn't really matter because this is capped out, but very interesting for sure. I mean, we could just do this, right? This would be 14. Keep the win here, not play anything. They would have to somehow compete for all 3 locations. Now, I know we don't get the fancy bonus on either Chavez or Kitty Pryde, which we could really bump up these 2 lanes if we felt like we needed to. But just in case there's like an Alioth, I want to make sure that we're protected in this lane. And an Alioth could maybe hurt us, or a Shang-Chi in this lane could hurt us quite a bit as well. And so they do 1 card. If it's an Odin, I'm going to cry. No, it's just a Chavez. Okay. So the Elsa bumps up the Chavez to 12, which is still massive. But we are able to hold down mid and right. And even though we didn't get, I think, just 1 trigger from Elsa, we have the flexibility to do more and pressure more lanes because she is on the board. All right. Next up, we have Josh Files. I don't know if they're a bot or not. They didn't emote back. That doesn't always mean anything. The reason I'm probably going to keep this one in regardless is this player right here. Elsa into Sinister London is going to give us +6 for every location that we cap out, which is going to be absolutely massive, absolutely gnarly. We do end up losing our Shang-Chi to their Spider-Ham, which is unfortunate, but I think overall it's probably okay. Let's go ahead and do our Bishop. It's going to be a double Bishop play. We have the Mysterio, which is going to help our Hit Monkey out pretty substantially. They have a Rock Slide, so it looks like a probably Hawk deck. I think we're okay with a Hawk deck. Wow. 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 Okay. So we're not as okay with a Hawk deck as I might have thought. So we could do a Rock and Jeff to get the bonus on Jeff before moving him over. Let's wait a turn and see how things shake. The double Captain Marvel is interesting. Ooh, Kitty Pryde is nice. It is the pride and joy of our gameplay. A double buffed up Jeff or a double buffed up Kitty Pryde. That's the kind of question that we're faced with right now. Let's go a double buffed up Jeff. Although a double buffed up Kitty Pryde would get us a lot of reach in these other lanes. We have to look out for Shang-Chi. So we want to dodge initiative. And so to dodge initiative, we're going to do Jeff and then our Kitty Pryde. Now, if they have a Hawk that they end up playing in the left lane, very scary. Very, very scary. So they're going to copy our lowest cost card, which, courtesy of their Rock Slide, is going to be the Zabu. And so the double bonus on the Kitty Pryde bumps it up to 6 immediately, which is very nice. Very nice. And then when we pull it back in, it's going to be a 7. Let's see how big this reach can be. Jeff, Kitty Pryde into a Hit Monkey is going to be a 1, 2, 3 play. 1, 2, 3 play. We have the extra Jeff. We have the extra Hit Monkey, which is going to go here and here, giving us +6, +6, +6 here as well. Actually, no, we wouldn't get the +6 over here, just what carried over from Sinister London. But we do force the retreat. Unfortunately, it's not super exciting. It's not, the double Elsa Bloodstone put them in a position that was just, I imagine, unwinnable. And so we are going to go ahead and take the win. And with that one, that is where we're going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and a comment down below. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.